Something is brewing in Cleveland, and it has nothing to do with the scoreboard. A rookie quarterback just walked onto the NFL stage and left jaws on the floor. 3/4 of poise, precision, and pure playmaking, enough to make fans believe they'd just witnessed the birth of a franchise savior. But instead of celebration, the Browns' coaching staff delivered something else entirely. Silence, and now whispers are turning into roars. Rumors of tension, a power struggle behind closed doors, a head coach who never wanted him, an owner who forced the pick, and a young QB caught in the middle of a battle that could derail his career before it's even started. That quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. And here's the bombshell. After just one preseason game, he's reportedly asked to be traded. Why would a team bench its most promising rookie before he's even had a real chance? Is this about football or something much deeper? Stick around, because once you hear what's happening inside the Browns building, you'll never look at NFL politics the same way again. No one saw it coming. When Shedeur Sanders stepped onto the field for his NFL preseason debut, expectations were modest at best. He wasn't surrounded by Pro Bowlers. He wasn't even working with the starters. His offensive line, third and fourth string guys fighting for roster spots. His receivers, young, untested, and unfamiliar. But from the very first snap, it was different. Sanders looked calm, unshaken, reading defenses like a seasoned veteran. His throws were sharp-hitting, tight windows with precision, dropping deep balls right into his receivers' hands. Even when the pocket collapsed, he kept his composure, extended plays, and delivered strikes on the run. The scoreboard wasn't the story, the energy was. Fans in the stadium started leaning forward with every snap. Social media lit up with highlight clips before the final whistle even blew. NFL analysts called his performance electric and way ahead of schedule. And here's what made it even more jaw-dropping. He did all of this with no chemistry with his teammates, no protection from the starting O-line, and 0 first-team reps. For a brief moment, it felt like Cleveland had stumbled upon a hidden gem. But that feeling wouldn't last for long. You'd think a performance like that would have the coaching staff buzzing, maybe even fast-tracking Shedeur Sanders for reps with the first team. But when the post-game press conference rolled around, head coach Kevin Stefanski's response was ice cold. No glowing praise. No acknowledgement of what Sanders just pulled off with a patchwork offense. Just the same canned line, there's a lot to work on. Fans were stunned. How do you watch a rookie tear it up under those conditions and not even crack a smile? The disconnect was obvious. While Cleveland's fan base was hyped, the vibe inside the Browns building was anything but celebratory. And that's when the whispers began. This wasn't just about football. Rumors swirled that Stefanski never wanted Sanders in the first place, that the rookie's arrival had nothing to do with the coach or even the general manager. Instead of embracing the momentum, the Browns seemed to be pressing pause. No promotion in practice, no increased reps, just a quiet shove back. Down the depth chart, for Sanders, that cold shoulder wasn't just confusing, it was the first sign something was seriously wrong. It didn't take long for insiders to start talking. According to multiple reports, Shedeur Sanders wasn't Kevin Stefanski's pick. He wasn't GM Andrew Berry's pick either. The decision to bring Sanders to Cleveland, that came from higher up, all the way from team owner Jimmy Haslam. Reportedly believed in Sanders' leadership, star power, and potential to inject life into a franchise starving for excitement. But here's the problem. When a player arrives through the owner's door, and not the coach's, it can set off alarms in an NFL building. Suddenly, it's not just about talent, it's about territory. Stefanski and Berry may have seen the move as an overstep, a top-down order that didn't fit their vision. And when egos clash, players can get caught in the crossfire. Instead of building on Sanders' debut, the Browns seemed to do the opposite. Practices came and went without first-team reps. Reports surfaced that he was barely getting meaningful snaps at all. From the outside, it made no sense. From the inside, it looked like a power struggle, one where proving a point mattered more than developing a promising young quarterback. And for Sanders, every day on the sideline felt like another step backward. For weeks, Shedeur Sanders kept his head down. He showed up to practice, ran the drills he was given, and waited for an opportunity that never came. Each game week, the same story: no first-team reps, no shot to compete, No sign the situation was changing. But patience has its limits. And Sanders had reached his. According to multiple reports, the rookie QB went straight to Brown's leadership and made it clear he wanted out, a trade. Anywhere that would give him a fair shot to prove himself. This wasn't a heat-of-a-moment tantrum. This was calculated. Sanders understood the risk of staying in Cleveland, wasting valuable development years on the bench while politics played out above him. When the news broke, it sent shockwaves through the NFL. A rookie quarterback asking for a trade before his first regular season game. That doesn't happen. Not unless something behind the scenes is seriously broken. Fans rallied behind him, seeing the move as self-preservation, not selfishness. And across the league, Cubaniti teams took notice. The Browns might have thought they could bury Sanders quietly, but his trade request made one thing clear. He wasn't going to let them write his story for him. The moment Shedeur Sanders' trade request hit the news, phones started ringing in Cleveland's front office. And one team's call stood out immediately, the Los Angeles Rams. It's not hard to see why. Their franchise QB, Matthew Stafford, is still one of the league's best when healthy, but lately, his nagging back issues have raised real concerns. The backups. Solid, but battling their own injuries and inconsistencies. The Rams have weapons. They have a creative QB offense under head coach Sean McVay. What they don't have right now is a healthy, mobile quarterback who can extend plays and inject energy into the huddle. Enter Shedeur Sanders. Rumors say the Rams aren't just looking at him as a short-term injury fill-in. They see him as a possible future starter, someone who could thrive in their system, learn under McVay, and eventually become the face of the franchise. For Sanders, it's tempting, a fresh start, a respected coach, and an organization known for building its quarterbacks up, not tearing them down. If the Browns let him go, they might be handing the Rams their next star, and setting themselves up for years of regret. What's happening in Cleveland isn't just a rookie versus coach dispute. It's a snapshot of how NFL politics can derail careers. In theory, the league is about performance. You show up, you produce, you earn your spot. But in reality, talent alone doesn't always dictate opportunity. Relationships, egos, and internal agendas can be just as important, sometimes more. Shedeur Sanders proved in one game that he has the tools to compete. Yet because he wasn't the coach's guy, his path was blocked before it even began. This isn't new. Across the NFL, countless young players get caught in the crossfire of front office power struggles. Some fade away quietly. Others, like Sanders, push back. The problem? Pushing back can make you a target. Coaches and executives protect their reputations fiercely. If a player succeeds without their stamp of approval, it can feel like a threat. And instead of embracing that success, they sideline it. It's a broken cycle. Teams talk endlessly about developing talent, yet politics often decides who actually gets developed. If Sanders lands with a team willing to invest in him, he could become the ultimate what could have been for Cleveland proof that ego, not ability, cost them a potential franchise quarterback. And for every Sanders out there, how many other future stars are slipping through the cracks for the same reasons? So now, the million-dollar question. What happens next? If Shedeur Sanders stays in Cleveland, the road ahead looks rocky. He's already on the wrong side of a coach's plans, and every week on the bench slows his growth. But if he's traded, especially to a team like the Rams, the narrative changes instantly. It goes from rookie stuck in the shadows to future star in the making. The Rams have the system, the weapons, and the coach to turn him loose. Imagine Sanders running Sean McVay's offense, throwing to elite receivers, with a playbook designed to highlight his mobility and quick decision-making. That's not just exciting, it's career-defining. But here's the flip side. If Cleveland lets him go and he thrives elsewhere, the fallout will be brutal. Browns fans will have to watch highlight after highlight of the quarterback they gave away, knowing it wasn't talent that pushed him out, it was politics. And this is bigger than Sanders. This is about the NFL's hidden battles, the ones fans rarely see, where egos and power plays decide futures more than stats do. So here's where I turn it over to you. Is Shedeur Sanders right to want out? Did the Browns sabotage their own rookie before he had a fair shot? If he joins the Rams, is he the next breakout quarterback? Or just another what-if story? Drop your predictions in the comments. Because whether he stays or goes, this saga isn't over, and the next chapter could change the NFL quarterback landscape for years to come.